Hi everyone, Susie here, and it is time for my weekly May garden tour number 2. These tulips here I had gotten from Color Blends, and it is the collection Stop the Car. They look amazing, but I guess I've never had this happen with tulips before, where on the same bulb that you'd get 2 blooms, and some have 3, so I'm kind of amazed by that. The purple is just starting to open down here. I'm not promoted by anyone, so just letting you know where I got that from. Very happy with this. Hopefully the vibrancy is showing up on camera, because right now it's looking a little dull. That's a weird sound. I think today I'm going to place all of my perennial seedlings that I've been growing and see how I like it and see where I need to fill in. I know I want to go with some shrubs. Not sure yet. The garden center that I usually go to for perennials and shrubs, which have an amazing stock, they have another detour, and I'm like, and it's far away from me. So I don't know if I feel like dealing with that. So, and I know the garden centers around here are just starting to get their stock in, so we'll see what they have. Kind of have an idea, but I'm not quite sure. But I can't wait. I'm just itching to start planting. Down here is a columbine. This one I did not plant. The birds did that for me. It's why I started really liking columbine. Solomon seal. We have not had a lot of rain, I would say, in the last month. There is some predicted for next week, but it seems like when that happens, it just kind of gets taken out later. Still is a lot of moisture in the ground, but that topsoil is really hardening up. I saw my first mosquito the other day. Ooh. That is Seducer. Look, my Sum and Substance, finally this looks really good. Yeah, this garden is kind of taking its sweet time, isn't it, to get going. These are the Raleigh Sun Kings. I will be moving at some point, and they are bulking out something fierce. Really like these, just not sure if I like them in this spot. Watch, I'll move them and then not like them there and then move them back. We'll see. Sometimes I do that. I have not mowed at all. I don't have the healthiest grass. I have lots of weeds, very shallow tree roots. I have to do something because I have Creeping Charlie just all over. I don't like using chemicals, but there are some areas that I should mow that are a little bit longer than others, but I'm a lot of shade, so it's just not growing as quickly. But I'm kind of okay with that. Look at this. That is king-size Hosta. It's early morning, so the sun is coming through the trees. I know filming tours when the sun is out isn't great quality, but there's something so invigorating about the sun being out that just, I don't know. It makes me want to be outside. I probably should look at my winter sowing at some point. Just stepping over the pipe. This Hosta down here is Curly Fries Hosta. One of my favorites just because that foliage is so delicate. It's so different from all the other hostas with their big, like some in substance, but yeah, I really like this one. I have a lot of these. I think I might group them together. Brenera, love it. Absolutely love it. Just gonna give you a view. Yes, I have that red bucket still. It was tipped over. I have a little bunny, and it's a bunny that was in my dog area. I just happened to see it before I let him out, which is a good thing because that could have been complete chaos. But he's getting in somehow. And that was okay because he was eating the dandelions, but he's been hanging around. But I think he's the one who had tipped that red bucket. And my Sun and Substance, look at that. But this clump here is at least 10 years old. And same with this one down here. My rain barrel is set up, waiting for some rain. I have to lay that rug down. I just lay that in that little, I call it the corridor for the dog kennel area. I'm not sure what you want a dog run. It just kind of helps keep his feet clean. And then these tulips here are not blooming yet. I'm finding that the tulips in the pots are way behind than the ones on the ground. And it could be because there's more moisture in the ground, or maybe they're more cramped, I'm not sure. But the ones on the ground are doing a lot better. This is Bridal Falls Hosta here, one of my favorites. It's an extra large one, I think, and it takes them a little bit to get established. It's getting close to planting time. I can just feel it. It's like, oh, I'm itching to go to get my planting. It's supposed to be 66 today. And the lows from tonight on look to be in the mid 40s to the upper 50s. So very promising. I think this one is humpback whale. Pretty sure. Once the leaves start to merge, I'll know. I also have a diagram that I drew. This Astilbe looks really nice. This has been moved a number of times and I think it likes this spot. This one too back here, but I think this is a big variety. I think it gets a purple bloom on it. That one's been moved quite a bit too, so should be taller at some point. This is just alum root. That looks really good down here. That little frog down there has seen better days. Not blooming yet, the ajuga. Kind of hard to see in the mulch, isn't it? This is Another Sun King. I had moved it last fall. I'm surprised it's coming back. This is another Curly Fries Hosta. So I think they would look really good grouped together. I'd like to name my gardens just to reference them, have something instead of my shade garden, my sun garden. I was kind of going to go with Trevor Island. That's the name of my frog there, but I don't know. I just keep looking to see if I have any damage from the rabbits on these hostas. So far I'm not seeing anything. Not looking too bad here. The Simicifuga or Actia. I can finally get to my waste site today to get rid of these twigs. The lily of the valley. I should almost make a path in here somehow so I can kind of cut through. So always walking around. Because I find whenever I am working in my gardens or watering some things, I'm having to walk around the whole thing. Especially this one over here. Because I either have to walk this way past that pine tree to get to the back if I plant anything back there, or I have to go all the way over here through my vegetable beds. When you're lugging watering cans, it can be a bit much sometimes. So I thought maybe a path right in here would be kind of nice. This is Lamiastrum. And I think I saw some blooms. Yep, they're yellow. I don't know if the camera can pick that up. So it is pretty. These daylilies, I think I won't get rid of them, but I will probably just, there is a plant sale that usually happens in my town, and just donate them. So like this one and this one. They're lovely, aren't they? I mean, that is a nice size clump. This lady's mantle is so pretty. I like how it's kind of coming over the rock here. This is still be here. I had moved it forward last year at the end of the season, and some of it split, so I put that here, but wow, it's doing really good. Still blooming. Love Pulmonaria. Such an easy plant to divide too. I should do it more often. This down here kind of looks ugly right now, kind of, doesn't it? But this is Painter's Palette, Persicaria. And it does seed everywhere, but it is lovely. This hosta doesn't look the best. I might just dig that up, divide it, have one plant there and one there, and The reason why I don't want to plant too soon is because so much of this fills out and then it'll just get crowded. So until I can see how much space things need. Like this hosta here too, I think I can just dig that one up, split that. It used to fill out this entire area here, but the turtle head is taken over, which I'm okay with. See, there's tulips in these pots here, and the blooms are really small, like the heads, really tiny, so not sure how I feel about them in the containers, at least for my area. I'm a zone 4. Still so lovely. See how this daylily here is crowded? I have to get in there and dig that one out, but there is a massive tree root in there. I do have a different type of shovel to kind of get in there and make it a little bit easier, but still. And I just have this here. I just sunk a pot in, and what I usually do is I just plant an annual climber, and it can climb up the shepherd's hook. But I leave this here because the hummingbirds like to perch on that. It's really cute. I haven't seen any hummingbirds yet. Might be a little too soon for my area. I have lots of bee balm in here. So the sedum still looks so nice, doesn't it? The peony, that has put on a tremendous amount of growth. I did a bunch of weeding in here. Look at the creeping Jenny. I kind of like that though. There's a love-hate relationship with that plant. I think I'm going to dig some up though and put it in my containers. It's free and it's a nice trailer. As long as I just don't put it where it can root into any soil. I had cleaned up back here. I just moved the wood. I still have it, but this way I can get to these compost bins a little bit easier. I'm just looking down here to see the, this Baptisia is looking really good. Not as good as the other one, but like I said, this gets a little less sun, but it still hangs in there. And I love bee balm, so I have clumps of it everywhere. This one right here, this is it late figwort? It's native to my area. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it. I'm still debating on it. It gets really tall, but the pollinators do like it. I am going to go to the back of the garden because I have not been back there for a few days. And I was working there, so I'll show you what not a whole lot. Oh, before, look. So this is big apricot. Starting to fade a little bit. I did bring some in, cut some in, or cut some. Then I gave some to my mom for Mother's Day. Oh, but this one is Blushing Lady. Isn't that pretty? If you can see the blush on it. I was hoping at first it was really yellow and then finally saw some blush. These, can't wait. Yeah, I'm trying to compost as much as I can. I would probably have another 3 if I could. This is where I just moved the wood a little bit neater. the Clematis, this one is doing amazing. I gotta get in here and start directing it over this way. So I had a shrub back here, and it was a golden smoke bush that just wasn't, it's not really hardy to my zone. The tag said zone 5. My sister got it because she liked the shape of the leaves and asked if I could plant it, and I'm like, okay, I'll take a chance. It does come back, but it doesn't do as good as what it should because it just stays a little shorter. So this just shades it out once the Clematis is filled out. So I did move it. Had a healthy root system, so very happy with that. And this is a beautiful clump of Hosta here. I have some wild ginger down here. They do flower, but it's quite ugly. But it's all covered up by the time everything grows in. I think it would do better in a different area. And I say that every year that I'm going to move some, and then I forget. You can see things are coming out of the garden, but I either control with my lawnmower or weed whip, or I leave it because I love it so much. This is bee balm. This is the giant fleece flower. Persicaria polymorpha. Kind of fun saying that. Golden Shadows Pagoda dogwood. Not blooming yet, but full of flower buds. Love it. I can't say enough about this little tree here. So this is where I moved it. And I just top dressed it with some of my compost. Look, so happy. But it does have, oh, very happy. Look. I think I'll like this spot a lot better, a little more open, a little more sun, both in the morning and the afternoon. Another peony. Philipendula, this just goes all over too, but I really like it. This is the first I've looked at this up close. It is loaded in blooms. Look at that. This is going to be a great year for my honeysuckle. Last year was really good, don't get me wrong, but I'm just thrilled that, if you want to say, all of the canes or stems didn't break off, so it'll be more of a show. Just have to direct some to the other side. Just feel like it's going to get a little heavy on this side. I would walk a bit faster, but like I said, the ground is so uneven. There's a Clematis on this also. A portion of it had died last year, but it's doing pretty good. Avant-Garde, another group 3 Clematis, which is a late bloomer. They just do the best in my area. I think group 3 and group 2. Group 1 is always a little tricky for me because usually the rabbits get to it. Oh, the squirrels. So I was going to use peppermint as a deterrent for them. Yeah, does it look like it's deterring them? This is, I don't know. I had high hopes. So this too is big apricot, however you want to say it in your area. Lovely, lovely cut flower. All of these back here, they just have long stems. Just doing amazing. I'm just amazed at how well they are as a cut flower. Ooh. Oh, a little too quick, sorry. This is Catmint, Nepeta, cat's pajamas. They have just starting to form buds. Really like this. One of my garden centers that I went to, it's close to me, had this oh so easy rose there. It's the first time I've seen that. It's double red, so very happy. It's just looking amazing. It does look a little close to this right here, but this should die back at some point when it's done blooming. This is just purple sensation, ornamental onion or allium. Look at the penstemon. Love that color. The grasses here are looking really good. I like how they're even still filling in the middle. I thought about dividing it, but still looks okay. And not only that, I'm not sure where I would put it. And they get pretty big. Can't wait to see these bloom. Down here, this is looking good. Baptisia. Pink lemonade. I think that's it. I do have tags somewhere. I will find them when things start blooming so you can get a better idea. I did find them. I just want to show you this. This is where I planted my sweet peas. I got rid of the white trellises. Just kind of seeing what's going on, sorry. I just think by removing them, it's opened this area up a little bit more. And it was hard to get things to climb on it because they were so bulky. But yeah, so hopefully my sweet peas do pretty good here. They've gone through a transition. And I wanted to make sure that they were in an area where I could pick them easily. I was thinking about in the middle of my garden, but that's not easy to pick. And I don't feel like walking in there, and I wouldn't do it. And in order to keep them blooming, you have to continuously pick them. Tree peony. I think I had better blooms last year, more. I want to say I had 8 last year. It doesn't, we'll see. It's a little early. I'm glad it's finally coming over the hoop here. I do it just in case of the rabbits like it. I don't know, but I didn't want to take a chance. Tall garden phlox. This rose is absolutely amazing. Double red. All 3 of these kind of in a little, I don't know if you want to say drift. It will form one at some point. Are the same. I moved this little guy. He was in with some of these millennium alliums. And the ground was wet, so very happy. Yarrow. This bee balm, and I just let it do what it wants to. Maybe at some point I will dig some up. You can see there's like a little gap in there. So I might dig up that clump. Lamb's ears look lovely. And then the 3 roses here, they're also an also easy rose. They're just smaller, and the name, I forget. I'll have to look that up, yeah. Sorry about that. Some of the sedum here, I had divided it last year, looks a little bit better than others. This one's not doing too great, but others are. Hopefully you can hear that bird song. The Clematis here, this vigorous one here, is Nellie Moser. I hope it blooms for me. I'm wondering if that's a group 2. I'm not sure on that, but... And then this one I'm just happy that it's coming up is Princess Kate. Oh, I was going to show you too. Look, my amsonia. I was worried about this one and can't wait to see what it looks like. That's a huge clump, isn't it? Hardy geranium, Biokovo. And there is something about that spot that it's loving. Sometimes I forget to give you a better view of my gardens on a bigger scale. Like look up. Sometimes I'm always looking down when because just giving you a size reference of this, my little kennel area for my little guy is 18 feet by 24 feet. So he's a beagle. I'm sure that beeping's coming through on video. Alright, we'll just go this way real quick. Not a whole lot to see yet. It's gonna be soon for the lilacs. I feel another week. Whoa, I'm gonna have to get that watered. I work 12-hour shifts, so it's kind of an every other day thing. Look, and this right here is also from Color Blends. This is called, oh, I'm drawing a blank. I'm like, don't forget it. I love this. This is amazing. Cut flowers. You have some peach in here, some pinks, some yellows. I will definitely go with this again. Why am I drawing a blank? It starts with a P. No, it doesn't. Sorbetto. Not a P. So yes, this is sorbetto. And these are fringed, and then the outside is a little pink. I'm very happy with the tulips this year. Nice and springy, isn't it? I like the orange and purple ones up front, but I'm probably going to go with this one up front next year. Lots of blooms, but like I said, the ones in the containers are just taking their sweet time. Mystic Van Eyck. These are so cute. But I think there was an issue with this one. This is just a shrub rose. I really pruned that one, so that grows like a weed. And then the William Bath in here, my climbing roses. They're looking really good. I probably need to direct that one that way. See the blossoms, or the buds I should say. It's not blooming yet, but usually about the middle of May to the third week of May is when it starts to put on its show. I'm kind of enjoying these cooler temps. I feel everything is just taking a lot longer for their bloom cycle, so you can enjoy it more. I'm walking backwards here because there's people over here. Hydrangeas. Last year the lilacs bloomed so quick. I think it was less than a week. That's just because we had mid to high 80s. I have to get my annuals out here and keep up with the hardening off process. It takes me about an hour to do that, just because I also am checking on watering and where to put things. It's a nice calm day for once. It's been so windy here. I moved this here. I hope I like it. I did have it over here, but I always have birds nest in here, so I kind of like to see them come and go, but I wasn't liking it over in this spot, but still kind of staging my pots to see how I like everything. So hopefully you enjoyed this tour, and bye for now.